Hi, this is Rebecca Kokendorfer. Welcome to Atomic Mindfulness. The technique I want to teach you today is one I created myself. I call it Notice, Name, Relax, Release. NNRR. Now, if you are one of the wonderful people who tested Notice, Name, Relax, Release as part of the Calm Mind Study, thank you so much. The Calm Mind Study was for my thesis. As I'm making this video, I'm so close. I've finished the classes. I have 50,000 words written out of the required 55,000. But thank you so much for that. And I want to teach you Notice, Name, Relax, Release, because part of the thesis process is I have to go in and find tons of scientific studies that support this technique and the ones that also don't. Guess what? 90% of the studies I've found support Notice, Name, Relax, Release. There's a reason why it works so well for you. 200 people tested this technique as part of my Calm Mind study. And it works, and they continue to use it long term. So let me remind you of how to use this technique. The reason I love it is that it is so simple. And if you're just starting out with it, the group that had the most success, they set timers. They set 5 timers on their phone. And when a timer went off, they paused. And then you ask yourself, what emotions am I feeling right now? And then you just peel the onion. In the beginning, it could be a kind of a hot mess. You're not sure. Just peel the onion. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling hungry. I'm feeling tired. Just name everything. Name every emotion that you're feeling. Then take a big breath. Relax and release. Now, Notice, Name, Relax, Release is based on 2 scientific studies. The first one out of Harvard from the author of My Stroke of Insight. Perhaps you know her work and her TED Talk. She is a neurologist, and she believes that emotions only have a lifespan of 90 seconds, a minute and a half. And that if those emotions are trapped in us longer than that, it's because we are either cramming them down or because we've wrapped them in some kind of a story loop. So now they're trapped in us. So our goal with Notice, Name, Relax, Release is to, from a place of distance, just notice that you're having an emotion. You are having an emotion. You are not the emotion. And then you just give it that minute and a half to go through. Now, if you're experiencing a really big emotion, a painful emotion, that minute and a half can feel very long. But the study shows, her research out of Harvard, is that the emotion really only lasts 90 seconds. Just keep breathing, keep telling yourself to relax and to release. Sometimes I like to lean back a little bit, almost as if the emotions are floating up in front of me. And I just let them move through me. So let's say you did the alarm, and then later on you go about your day, the alarm goes off a day, you pause and you say, what was I just feeling? And then you just notice and relax and name your feelings. Now, in our society, we haven't been taught the names for feelings. So it can be helpful to have like a feeling wheel. But it doesn't really matter what name you give them. You just give them a name, right? It doesn't have to be official. It's you acknowledging from a place of distance. And can you see the power in that distance? It's not running you. You are in your higher self, as we would call the seat of higher consciousness, and you're the observer you. You are the mind part observing this. And then you let it move through you. So very empowering. The second scientific study that this reason why Notice, Name, Relax, Release is so important is that as part of my PhD, I'm proving that emotions cause mind chatter. So traditional thinking is that thoughts cause emotion. I totally agree with that. But I'm also proving that emotions cause mind chatter, and especially rumination. So if we can notice and release our feelings as they come up, fewer automatic thoughts are generated. So I would define mind chatter as automatic thoughts. In other words, you didn't ask for the thought to come in. You didn't say, I wonder how I can do this, or I wonder about this. No, that's you generating the thought. Mind chatter is automatic thoughts. And it's, you had an emotion, your lizard brain suddenly now does not feel safe. You had an emotion of anxiousness, worry, and it starts talking. It starts generating thoughts, automatic thoughts, to try to make you feel better. That is the voice in our head. And for many people, the voice in our head can be kind of unkind. Now, hopefully, if you've been practicing mindfulness for a long time in your life, you've probably learned to tame that voice. But one of the benefits of Notice, Name, Relax, Release is that fewer automatic thoughts are generated that you have to manage. You just give your emotions that 90 seconds, and because the emotions have moved through, less automatic thoughts and mind chatter is generated. So if you want, practice this, gain the habit by setting your alarm for 5 different times throughout the day. The alarm goes off. You ask yourself, what am I feeling? You notice, you name them, because that validates the experience. You relax, you release, and you do that again and again. And most of the people in the study, they after they had the habit, they stopped using the alarms. But it was the best way for people to learn the technique and to get in the habit of using it. I use it all the time. One time I had a lump in my breast and I was sitting having an x-ray. I was waiting for the mammogram results to come up. So I thought, wow, I was having like a tidal wave of emotions coming up. And as I sat there with the beautiful heated blanket that they give you, I said, this would be a good time for me to practice Notice, Name, Relax, Release. Because I was really afraid of the emotions. They were so big. I thought that I couldn't face them. Yes, you can. Because we're having emotions. We are not the emotion. So I just started naming them. I'm feeling afraid. I'm feeling terror. I'm feeling so sad. I'm feeling so scared. I wish my husband were here. I just kept naming them, letting them move through. And then eventually I got to a place of peace. And I noticed that I was whelmed by the feelings, but I wasn't overwhelmed. So this technique is a wonderful, totally great atomic mindfulness technique. And you can say you knew the person who invented it. How fun is that? So thank you again, my friends, for being part of the journey with this. So all this week, let's keep practicing it. When we read the news, when stuff comes up, emotions are being stirred, the elections, all these things. It's life, isn't it? It's this human journey. And so when we find something, it stirs the pot, the bubble of emotions come up, just give them their minute and a half and they're done. They're gone. So I love this technique. And anytime you can email me, Rebecca@journaling.com. I love to hear from you.